In today's video, we're diving into something that has the power to transform both your personal and professional life. How to communicate like a pro. That's right, we're going to cover the key traits that great communicators use to connect with anyone. By the end of this video, you'll have the tools to create better connections, make your conversations more meaningful, and yes, even leave a lasting impression on anyone you meet. If that sounds good, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and join our community. Now let's get into it. Have you ever noticed how some people just seem to know exactly what to say at the right time? They make others feel seen, heard, and understood, almost effortlessly. That's the mark of a great communicator. Effective communication is more than just talking, it's about making connections. When you connect with someone, you open up doors to trust, respect, and understanding. So, what's the secret to building that connection? Let's explore 3 of the biggest traits that set great communicators apart: clarity, empathy, and openness. These traits allow them to communicate in a way that truly resonates with people. Let's break each one down. Starting off with clarity. Think of clarity as the foundation of good communication. If your message isn't clear, then there's a high chance people won't understand it, or worse, they'll misunderstand it. When we're clear in our words, we make it easy for others to follow along and engage. But achieving clarity isn't just about simplifying what you say, it's also about organizing your thoughts and choosing words that resonate. Here's a powerful technique to improve clarity. Know your purpose before you speak. Ask yourself, what's the main point you want to get across? Once you're clear about that, keep your message focused and concise. See the difference? When you know your purpose and stay focused, people will naturally understand and respect what you're saying. Here's another tip for achieving clarity. Use simple language. Fancy words might sound impressive, but they can often cloud your message. Aim for words and phrases that are easy to understand. Think about your audience and tailor your language to fit them. Next up, we have empathy. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. Great communicators don't just talk, they listen, they feel, and they respond to the emotions of the person they're speaking with. This helps them form genuine connections. One of the easiest ways to build empathy is by practicing active listening. Active listening means not just hearing the words, but paying attention to body language, tone, and other nonverbal cues. When we actively listen, we're telling the other person, "I value what you're saying." Let's try something out. The next time you're in a conversation, resist the urge to jump in with your response. Instead, listen, take a pause, and then respond thoughtfully. This simple act can show empathy and help people feel truly understood. Did you notice how impactful that response was? Showing empathy doesn't mean you need to agree with everything. It's about respecting the other person's feelings and creating a safe space for them to express themselves. Finally, let's talk about openness. Openness is about being receptive to new ideas and different perspectives. It's about approaching conversations with a sense of curiosity, even if you have strong opinions. When we're open, we create an environment where others feel comfortable sharing their thoughts and ideas. This can lead to more meaningful and productive conversations. One of the biggest barriers to openness is judgment. It's easy to jump to conclusions or make assumptions, but great communicators set those aside. They ask questions, they listen, and they genuinely want to understand different points of view. See how being open can lead to a more insightful conversation? When people feel that they're being heard without judgment, they're more likely to open up and engage. So now we know the 3 traits that make great communicators stand out: clarity, empathy, and openness. But how can we put these into practice? Let's go over a few actionable steps to make sure you're connecting effectively in any conversation. Define your purpose. Before you start a conversation, be clear on your message. Listen actively. Show empathy by really listening. Nod, ask clarifying questions, and acknowledge the other person's feelings. Stay open. Be curious about the other person's perspective. Avoid making assumptions and try to see things from their point of view. Section 6. Examples and scenarios to illustrate the traits. Let's walk through a few scenarios to see these traits in action. In a work meeting, someone presents a new idea. Instead of dismissing it, the listener uses clarity to ask specific questions, empathy to understand the motivation, and openness to explore the potential. Your friend is going through a tough time. You use empathy to listen actively without interrupting, clarity to offer thoughtful responses, and openness to offer support without judgment. In each of these scenarios, clarity, empathy, and openness lead to stronger, more meaningful conversations. Section 7. Common pitfalls to avoid in communication. Even the best communicators make mistakes. Let's go over some common pitfalls that can hinder effective communication. Being vague. When we're not clear, it's easy for messages to get lost in translation. Interrupting. Interruptions signal that we're not listening. Judging too quickly. Jumping to conclusions can stop a conversation in its tracks. Avoiding these habits can make a big difference in how effectively you communicate. Section 8. Final tips for mastering communication. Alright, let's wrap up with some final tips to help you become a great communicator. Practice reflecting. After conversations, reflect on what went well and what didn't. Stay present. Be mindful and focus on the moment. Embrace feedback. Don't be afraid to ask for feedback on your communication skills. Remember, communication is a skill that takes time and practice to develop. By focusing on clarity, empathy, and openness, you'll be well on your way to connecting with anyone. If you found these tips helpful, please give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment below and let me know which tip you're excited to try out. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.